He's getting lots of criticism on social media too, but this seems to have made him more determined. He's been giving some advice to his daughters. There's an article in one of the papers today telling them, don't be afraid to try something new for the fear of failing. You know, you should just have a go anywhere. Do you think that's good advice?
Yeah, well, I've had some comments to that. Molly has written in saying, do something that you enjoy in life. There's nothing worse than forcing yourself to do a job you hate just because it's good money. It will drain your happiness.
What about you, Hilary?
And Colette said, I told my daughter to meet a good-looking man with a great job, a good car, who will look after you. Unfortunately, she didn't listen to me at all.
What about you? We were talking, yes, well, Jeremy, I think basically what Jeremy is saying here is, look, everyone can criticise me for being a bit of a rubbish dancer, but it shows my girls that I'm trying, I'm not giving up, I'm, not, you know, I'm still working hard, and to say, you don't have to not do something because of the fear of failing.
And I think one of the most important things he says is always remember, I love you more than life itself. Yeah. And understand your strengths and weaknesses. Many times I've had to push myself to do things like AE, first public speech. Like the first time I was on Dragon's Den, and they all thought I was, who is she with the 101 Dalmatians? Which I'm not like that at all. What they didn't know is on the way, in fact nobody knows, is on the way to Dragon's Den that first morning they had to stop the car because I was sick 3 times with fear of going in.
Because it's outside your comfort zone.
Well, yeah, totally outside. I mean, not the business element of it. No, I was totally, you know, understood everything, perhaps more than they did, actually. But even because they've been there like 10, 11, 12 years respectively, I was always going to be the new girl. And I was right to be, you know, to be sick with fear because it was every bit as bad as I thought it would be.
When you see her on the show, you'd never think she'd be nervous. Do you? And you seem a fairly fearless woman to me.
Yeah,
are there situations that make you...
Within my comfort zone, I'm fine. So anything to do with journalism or whoever I'm sent to interview or public speaking, all of that I'm absolutely fine with. But if I was to do something like Strictly, I would be one of those really self-conscious, uncomfortable people because a bit, I have to say, I felt Carol Kirkwood was a bit like that. You could see she was just like, please let this be over. It wasn't sort of great abandon and enjoyment. And that's sort of what he's saying, is that you don't have to be good at something as long as you're enjoying it. And, you know, I've got 2 daughters. My older one, who was brought up by me when I was a single mum, she's very like me, cautious, not shy. I sort of assess the situation, I think, how am I going to handle this? And then I may or may not do it. My younger daughter, whose dad is completely fearless, and I look at it and I think, oh, how great to be that fearless. She'll talk to anybody, she'll have a go at anything, and she doesn't mind if she looks a bit of a fool.
And do you think girls are more prone to doing that kind of self-conscious,
I
you know, or don't want to do that, I might look silly, or my hair might look funny?
Yeah, I think girls are definitely more aware of possibly making a fool of themselves, or, you know... I mean, for me, the biggest challenge I ever did that actually changed my life in the respect it made me a different person was when I did Dancing on Ice, because I was so scared.
Don't look scared there.
That's me screaming in fear.
That's before you lifted her up.
Yeah, that was week in, week out. It was the scariest thing, and yet, in some respects, the best thing I ever did, because any time after that show, someone came up and said, we'd like you to do this. Whereas normally before I go, oh, no, I can't, I'm too nervous, I'm too scared. I used to go, OK, I'll give it a go, because I've danced on ice. If I can do that, I can do anything. And it's that feel the fear and do it anyway.
See, I totally get that. Anything now, you just go, I've danced on
ice.
I'll do anything. What else
I think one piece of advice he didn't give, which I think is so pertinent to boys and girls, is choose the right life partner, because that will help you not just in life but in your career, in your profession. You know, if you get that wrong,
he did say don't spend. He did,
he's done this. He talks basically about trying new things and don't be afraid. He said, you know, you don't have to be Little Miss Perfect, which he said a lot of you know, people are worried that we're trying to create these perfect children. But number one on his list was don't spend your life with anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself, partner or not.
What I also love is that he said dance your height, which he said also in life. Yeah. So if you're a tall person, don't be afraid to be tall, because I grew very tall very quickly at school, and of course a lot of the boys were smaller than me, so I was a bit of a stooper, and I think that's really, really good advice. And you know the old phrase, what is it? Dance like no one's listening.
Yeah.
Like no one's watching.
Yeah.
And that is what you should do on Strictly, really, because then everybody's with you on the whole journey, irrespective of whether you're any good or not.
I always think people are surprised if I don't do a lot of public speaking, but if I have to do a speech or do some stuff for Alzheimer's Society, I get so nervous and I stand behind going, so I feel a bit sick. And people are really surprised. They go, you're nervous, but you go on television. I said, yes, but it's not the same, is it, as facing a huge audience. Everyone's looking at you like this, lot. You're lovely. You don't make us feel nervous at all.